Welcome to Q&A with Thoroughbred Diesel.
Do we have any good stories?
I don't know.
I don't think there was something funny we could tell.
We missed last week, and we apologize for that. I don't know what we were doing last week. I think we had training or something.
We were transmission building.
building. This is true.
We were injector training that day. We transmission trained and then had building Thursday and Friday.
We have a new member of the sales staff. His name is George. Everybody can say hi to George in your own way. George will probably be on the phones by himself probably middle of next week, maybe late next week. George is a good guy. George drives a hatchback, but he is a diesel head.
He's a gearhead.
He's a gearhead for sure, and he's got a multicolored steering wheel in his little car. So, welcome to George.
George is also a resident tattoo aficionado.
Yeah, he has more tattoos than everybody in the building, which is...
He's about out of space.
That's it. Which is 4. That's it, man. Nothing else good going on. So, getting a bunch of the weather from down south right now, which I guess we're down south, but we're getting the remnants of Hurricane Carrie. So hopefully all of our friends that are deep down south, Cindy or Carrie or something.
I don't think it's Carrie.
Hopefully all of our friends that are down south are safe and your families and your homes are safe. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to get like 6 inches of rain between now and Monday too. So here we are. Get the boats out. That's it.
Yeah. What'd you do in training this morning?
I don't know. I was at my home filling out a police report because somebody decided to pull in my driveway last night and wrap off 7 shots with a 7.62 by 39 at 5 o'clock this morning. So we were investigating shell casings. Did you go train this morning? No. No, I did not. So I don't know what they talked about. Probably the pulling truck. I would assume.
Is that all they talk about in training now? Is the pulling truck?
Last 2 we've been going over what's done and what's not done.
So update on Dirty Diana. We haven't done an official press release on Dirty Diana yet, but I guess that's coming in the next couple of weeks. We have our block. Transmission is built, ready to go. Main thing we're waiting on is turbo right now, isn't it?
Turbo and injectors and fabrication.
Well, the fabrication, I know that, but I thought you had injectors picked. We're still waiting on those. Do you have the turbo picked?
Turbo's picked. Okay. Turbo's on its way. Injectors are picked, maybe on their way. Pumps are picked, probably on its way. Everything is coming together. The manufacturers have been helping us get parts and stuff together. Everybody's been doing a great job, and we're very, very thankful for our manufacturers that we carry here at Thoroughbred Diesel and all the help that they're giving us in this project. The project is cool because probably not going to go into a lot of it, but the project is cool because it's just our salesmen that are going to be working on this. They're actually going to build the truck and drive the truck in some competition. It's going to be a 3.0 base truck. That's really about a whole lot I can say about it right now. So not out to set any records or anything like that or be full-time on the pulling circuit. It's just a
learning opportunity.
It's just a learning opportunity for the salespeople. So, yeah, that's it. You're at Thoroughbred Diesel.
Hang on, I'll get you some questions.
Somebody's got some questions. Here we go.
Brian has more of a comment. And this isn't necessarily good for our business, but I don't care to tell people. I usually buy my additives from you guys. This week, I found that Advanced Auto Parts is getting rid of their Standardine additive stock here in Kentucky, and it's selling for $1.35 for the performance formula. So, me and Wade are going to Advanced Auto after this to stock up.
Stock up because it's cheaper than we can buy it. So, Thank you to Brian for that, for sure. I hope that our Advanced Auto's got a bunch of it on the shelf. I wonder why they're selling out of it.
I don't know.
That's all. We launched our own fuel additive now, Thoroughbred Diesel. Check it out. It's very concentrated. One bottle will do about 500 gallons. So it'll go a pretty good way.
Mm-hmm. Justin wants to know: 2012 Cummins fully deleted in a Mini Max. Does it hurt or shorten the life of the engine to leave it on the performance setting all the time?
That's relative to how you drive the truck. If you're having any injector problems, one of the first things that can happen in a common rail motor is having an injector problem. If you have an injector problem, it can greatly affect the life of your engine. So if you think that there's anything going on in your fuel system, if you're hearing any kind of fuel knocks or you're seeing any white smoke out of the turbo or out of the exhaust pipe or something, you're going to want to make sure that you take care of that to diagnose that and figure out what the root cause of the problem is, because in a common rail Dodge, a leaking injector can cost you a motor like that. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it. So will leaving it on performance setting shorten the life of your truck? No, but abusing it and not paying attention to the things that are going on with your truck that need to be corrected, or doing some sort of preventative maintenance on the truck will cost you a truck. So I'm going to turn the phones off so somebody wants to call. Hey, somebody can call.
What's wrong with the LLY engine? If I purchased one, what needs to be addressed? Donnie.
Really nothing that needs to be addressed right out of the gate, Donnie. We always like to do balance rates on Chevrolet injectors, check your balance rates and whatnot. You could if you have a hard start in the truck, that would be an indication of a high return rate, high fuel return rate could be. So you may have a wore out CP3 pump or some wore out injectors in the truck. So a couple of different things that you want to look for there. But the LOI is a good motor if you're going to leave it as stock. And drive it and using it at work capacity. It's a great truck. So nothing on the LLY that jumps out. Oh man, don't buy an LLY for sure.
This is actually a message that was sent to the page earlier.
The overheating situation with the LLYs, but that can be corrected with a turbo mouthpiece. But go.
Have a 2006 Cummins. Do you sell an intake manifold that still uses the grid heater?
Yes. In fact, most all of our intake manifolds that we sell retain the grid heater. Yeah, most all the ones that we have on the website retain the grid heater.
Sorry, I'm getting some light.
I like it. I like S&B really well in that capacity too.
Jason has a 2017 Fleetwood motorhome. After this, I want you to follow up with one of your motorhome stories that you have. Fleetwood motorhome with a 6.7 Cummins, 340 horsepower. Do you have anything to increase the pulling power?
Yes, the medium range, any of the medium range boxes for the 6.7s that we carry will work for you. We offer.
I know the MPA.
The MPA from TS will do it.
Who else has a medium size box?
Blixton has got one for it, and so does AgriPower, Area Diesel. So any of those three we can get you. Adam was talking about the funny story as far as RVs go. So when we were in the old shop, we had a traveling evangelist, I guess you could call him. He wasn't a traveling evangelist. He was a traveling minister, and they invited in by your local church, and he would speak for the your Sunday services.
When you were having revival, this is the guy you called to come in and preach revival while your preacher was at a convention.
Right. Yeah, he was just a traveling minister. He was invited in. So anyway, he came into our town and knew that Thoroughbred was in Winchester. So he stopped by and he wanted a performance module for his truck. He had a C7 Cat motorhome, probably a 32 foot or something like that, on Freightliner chassis. So we install this. We install this module for the guy. Go out and take
no
a test drive.
This is all Wade. Wade dealt with this dude the entire day. The rest of us were on phones the whole time.
Yeah. So I put the module on for him, and then we jump in and take it for a ride. He wants to go for a ride. He said, "Well, will you take a ride with me?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." So we jump out on the interstate, and it's absolutely the most scared I've ever been on a test drive in my life. And we've built a lot of badass trucks and gone for a lot of test drives with guys. And I've been on a lot of test drives with guys just absolutely horrible drivers. I mean, I've been, where I've said, "Hey man, pull over and let me drive," and go through the truck. Just terrible, terrible drivers. God bless them. This man was I don't know what it was. I don't know what it did, but from the time that we left the shop, which we were on two wheels the whole time, he went out of our shop with a pedal on the metal, and looking in the mirror the whole time, not paying attention to where we were going from, looking in the mirror to see if the damn RV was smoking like this all the time. Scared to death. His wife was in the RV with us. The cabinet doors were open. I'm not being sarcastic at all. Cabinet doors were open. The damn dishes and shit flying around this thing and breaking. Scared to death. His wife she was just holding on, just like, hey, it's another ride down. I don't know what it was. So
holding dishes in the cabinet.
Just crazy. Never. And I hope I'm never on another drive like that again. And I'm glad to have survived it. That really wasn't that funny now.
It was funny because of you talking about you and her holding the cabinet shut so the dishes wouldn't fall out. You left that one. Yeah. I had one that was the same way with it was a motorhome, the exact same way. Put one of those TS boxes on there. And
he did a damn burnout.
Yeah, he called me and he called me back the next day and said, "This thing is awesome. I'm burning the tires in the Walmart parking lot right now."
Yeah,
and he was. You could hear it in the background, him just revving it up and just squalling tires. So RV dudes that want boxes, you're an interesting breed.
Yes, you are.
We like you though.
Yeah, you are.
All right. We went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I kind of enjoyed that. I hope
That's
everybody
all right.
else did too. Have a 2012 Cummins. Wondering, in your opinion, which is the, I guess, better between the 4-inch intake Banks or Pusher 3.5-inch. I have EFI Live Banks air intake, 4-inch Pusher intercooler pipe, and 5-inch exhaust.
Either one of them are going to serve the purpose that you're trying to get. You're smoothing out the transition of the air into the intake there. I think either one of those products are really going to work for you, honestly.
Is there any benefit going 3.5 over 4 or vice versa?
No.
In that situation?
If you're already set up at 4 out of the intercooler, stay with 4. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's 4-inch. Because it's a mammoth pipe. I think it's 3 to 3.5 inch maybe. But anyway, so yeah, whatever your setup is, if you do an intercooler that's 3.5 inches, say, retain that size. Don't neck down going into the intake.
OBS 7.3. What are some great longevity upgrades? I really like that question. We don't get that a lot of times, but that's how it should be asked.
The motor pretty much is a very bulletproof motor anyway. You're going to want to pay attention to a couple of different things. Number one, I like to tell you low side oil pressure. If you've got the opportunity, go ahead and do a L-pop. Oil pump on those things. Low side oil pressure can take out high side oil components if it's not getting proper flow. Lift pump is another good one. Proper fuel flow on those trucks is critical. The fuel regulator spring in them can weaken down, so maintain your fuel pressure. So really it's just doing a lot of preventative maintenance on the truck. The truck is, again, it's pretty well bulletproof right out of the gate. If you're going to wind up going with programmer, make sure you match it up with a good exhaust and a good air intake too. So air in, air out. I think you're going to be just fine. Drive the truck and enjoy it.
2000.
Sell it for twice of what you got in it.
That must be a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
2006 F250 6-liter Power Stroke shuts down while driving down the road. No codes and all fluids are perfect. Any ideas?
It could be a lot of different things. It could be fickle. It could be an oil pressure. It could be a high side oil pressure problem. Don't know. Don't know. It's going to take some
trouble
monitoring.
tree to even start diagnosing that.
You're going to
work through.
You're going to want to watch. Yeah, you're going to want to watch voltages and oil pressure on a scanner, of course. So it'll be something that you'll have to get some data on the truck as it's going down the road, and you will have to catch it in the act. So catch it in the act.
Tyler, I'm not sure what you're asking there, but you just listed his truck and the modifications to it. So if you had a question, it's not showing up for whatever reason, or I'm either not understanding your question. Zach wants to know, I hear you guys talk a lot about EFI Live. What is it exactly?
EFI Live is a tuning platform that several tuners in the industry today use to tune trucks. So it is just the software program that actually they use to create custom tunes for your truck. So several different tuners that we carry offer tuning using that platform, like PPEI and Duramax Tuner and Calibrated Power and GDP and everybody else that we offer that. So it is actually a software program that creates a tune. The tuners use it. They create canned tunes, sort of, that are adjustable, that are programmable. They can make adjustments to them and help you with the tune. So it's just a software program. It's
no different than, well, I'm going to do a brass or a really vague, but I mean, it's no different than like Excel or Microsoft Word. And you use those to create Word files or document files, whatever you want to say. That EFI Live is the software by which the tune is created.
HP Tuners is another software program that is custom tuning software program. So you'll hear HP Tuners quite a bit right now.
I guess that's just common vernacular has put it down to just that one term, so it's kind of confusing on what it actually is. But it does not designate a specific tune.
It just designates the ways and means which to create said tune.
Yep. Okay, I got the rest of the question from Tyler here. 2015 6.7 Cummins 6-speed intake, deletes, turbo back. It's got PPI tunes on it. What are the chances clutch is slipping while rolling on it in 4th through 6?
Standard shift?
Yep.
What is the chance? Yeah, the chances are great. High. The fact that you haven't already, if you're running on stock clutch, it's amazing. I don't think that you are with those types of modifications to the truck. So if you've got a street dual disc, you probably shouldn't be burning through the clutch with those modifications unless you went with an organic. If you did go through an organic 4 and 5 are your 4 and 5 are your higher horsepower gears. 5, especially 6, is a torquier gear, especially when lugs. So all 3 of those gears can get a clutch if it's an organic clutch or 500 horsepower and less horsepower rating. So yeah. Is there a possibility that you're going to do it? Yes, there's a possibility. Is it if it's a stock clutch? If there's a possibility you're going to do it, absolutely you're going to do it.
You all right, Turbo?
I'm dying.
Is this a customer calling or Chris?
It's Georgia.
Okay.
Thoroughbreds this way. Can I help you?
Hey, Wade, Matt Garrison. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Matt. How are you, sir?
Good. Listen, just bought I don't know what the name of it is, a Raptor pump from you, and I'm putting it on a 2002 24 valve. And it seems like that bracket, when you mount it all up, that front, the front bolt doesn't want to sit, doesn't want to go flush on it. Have you had any issues with having to trim the bracket just a little bit? It's like the fuel adjuster on the pump hits the bottom of the bolt there, hits right where the bracket is, and won't allow you to tighten down your Allen head bolt, the front one.
Are you talking about the stock replacement? The stock replacement on that bracket?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I got to remember how to explain this. The bolt holes on that FRRP, a lot of people get confused about which ones that you actually use there. You can actually move to the forward set of holes, if I'm not mistaken, and then that gets the regulator out to where it's not making contact with that plate.
I got you.
If the guys from Air Dog are watching this show today, they may jump on there and tell you something different. You know what? Can we move that camera? If we could take the camera in and show them. Are you watching on the Q&A?
Well, I was. I happened to see you on there, and I think I talked to you maybe the other day when I ordered it, and I'm over here at my buddy's shop at SOS Fleet. They're unbelievable guys. But
I tell you what, I can do this because I've got a display model of it, and I use the Cummins bracket for the display. Let me mute this microphone for just a second. Done with this show, let me go out and I'll snap a picture of that and I'll email it directly over to you, and that way you'll know exactly where the bolts go on it.
yes, sir. I appreciate your help, buddy.
Hey, no problem, Matt. Have a good day, man.
All right, have a great day.
Thanks, sir. See you, man.
Brad, who had the 0660 earlier, no codes and fluids were perfect. He asked if he should just burn it down and buy a Cummins.
No.
We've all been there.
No, don't do that, man.
Yeah,
it's a good truck once you get it lined out. And honestly, diagnosing what's going on with the truck now is going to give you a better base knowledge of the vehicle that you drive every day. And I'm a big proponent of that. If you're going to drive it, you need to know how to work on it. So.
2006 Duramax LBZ. Should I get an EGR delete? Can you talk about that one?
I don't really know. That's one of those gray areas.
Yeah. Let's rephrase that. Let's say that somebody had a race vehicle and they were possibly thinking about doing an EGR delete. What would it benefit someone going a quarter of a mile down the track to have an EGR delete system on their vehicle?
If you had a said race vehicle, I would implore you to probably do an EGR delete for a couple of different reasons. And number one, first and foremost, is going to be just to clean up your engine bay and give you better access to all the components on the engine. So the EGR system. So we're not going to talk about whether it's helpful or whether it's not helpful. Do EGRs work? Is the theory behind it correct? And so on and so forth. But if you want a cleaner engine bay and you are going to be installing it on a race application, I believe that an EGR valve and cooler delete would very well clean up your engine bay and your internal engine components.
That was a really good hypothetical answer for that hypothetical question.
That's me, Captain Hypothetical.
Don't mention stuff like that. I'll start a new YouTube series.
Captain Hypothetical. Let's just say
99 Cummins with a 47 RE. Wanting your thoughts. Valve body kits or basic upgrades to help the trans hold together during normal driving and basic towing.
I think that the valve body upgrades and normal trans upgrades are going to be pretty well one and the same. I don't think that you're going to be able to drop a valve body in the truck and be able to get away with murder. You're not going to be able to do that. A lot of people try that. A lot of people put a torque converter in a transmission, don't touch the valve body, and they try to get away with murder too. So I believe that you're going to have a couple of different things. 47 is a pretty easy transmission as far as working on it goes. There's a plethora of information out there on how to go through and do new clutches and steels in the transmission itself. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you're not going to be able to get away with just a valve body upgrade. You're going to need to do a torque converter, valve body, and internal components, just depending on what you're doing with the truck. But it's a 99 truck, so it's probably got quite a few miles on it. Probably time for a refresh anyway. Yeah.
You need a break?
No, I'm good, man. I feel good.
All right, feel good.
Everybody's been asking me, like, are you grumpy about something? I'm not grumpy about anything. I swear I'm not.
How's the rabbits going, bud?
Rabbits
we haven't talked
business
about rabbits
is good.
in a while.
Rabbit
I saw
business
you're
is
going to have to get Mama a truck.
Yeah.
Because she had her car packed full of rabbit feed and hay.
Did she take a picture of that?
Oh, yeah. And it says that Trig needs to get her a truck. And I think you just need to compromise and buy her an SUV of some sort.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
No, rabbit business is good. We don't have that many little ones in the barn right now.
Can you bring a rabbit in for this?
I could probably bring one in. So funny rabbit story. I went running out to the barn the other night, and I thought one of the babies was dead. And I come back running back in the trailer. I'm like, Ellie, I need your help out here. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, one of the babies are dead. So we go running out to the rabbit barn. So we go there. I'm like, look, this baby's dead. She was like, are you sure it's not sleeping? I was like, no, it's deader than a damn hammer. Look. And so I stick my hand in there. I grab the baby out, and he's like, wow, what's going on, Dad? So, yeah, so we named that baby Lazarus. That's a true story, dude. I swear to you that happened. It's ridiculous. I was scared.
For those of you that don't get the play-by-play, Wade's wife raises designer rabbits, and they literally
are designer
they're
rabbits.
amazing. Like it is
it's awesome.
They will poop in a litter box.
Yep.
Blew my mind.
Follow you around the house.
It's like a cat that doesn't
crazy.
like scratch the hell out of it when it's mad. So,
Right after we first got married, my wife told me that she was going to spend $2,000 on a breeding pair of rabbits. And I swear I thought our marriage was over right then. I said, shit, I just got married. Now I'm going to have to get rid of her because she's going to spend $2,000 on rabbits. And it's probably been the best investment we've ever made.
Oh, the rabbits. I've
it's
enjoyed
crazy.
the hell out of it myself.
It's awesome.
All right, Ben, I have a 0124 valve, 47 RE auto
Me
trans.
too.
HX35 over 40 hybrid, RV 275 injectors, Edge EZ, not much more than stock power.
Yeah.
Was thinking about putting a shift kit in a Borg-Warner solenoid and transducer, or is it better to spend the money and upgrade valve body from Suncoast upgrade the valve body from one of the transmission Suncoast BD ATS. What other mods to the 47 RE are needed to keep it in good shape for a long haul?
Transgo kit from anybody. Adjust your bands and do a torque converter. Man, you're talking about nice. And honestly, the setup that you've got with the 275s and the EZ It's a nice setup, the 35 over 40, because it's just a crisp, good running setup. It's not too smoky, and it's a good responding. So I think a torque converter and a valve body upgrade is going to be a great modification for you. If the truck's got a ton of miles on it, again, go ahead, drop trans out and do a build kit and be done.
Some more on his. I don't tow a lot, but I keep my welding equipment back there all the time. Also, what can be done to keep the truck cool while driving in hot climate on steep grades?
A couple of things that you can do there. Radiator upgrade. The Mishimoto radiator is going to help you on that just a little bit. About 30% better cooling properties on the Mishimoto radiator upgrade. Make sure that you're always not taking, you don't take for granted don't take for granted the condition of your fan clutch. If your fan clutch has got a bunch of miles on it, put a new fan clutch on there. You're going to get more positive fan engagement. It's going to move more air like that better. As far as EGTs go, you can maybe look at doing a little bit different turbo upgrade. Nothing wrong with the 3540 hybrid, but there are better chargers that are out there a little bit crisper that might be able to move a little bit more air for you. So if you're speaking to EGTs, a turbo upgrade might help you the best. If you're speaking to coolant temperature upgrades, I would suggest a radiator upgrade and making sure that your fan clutch is in good shape, and that's probably, and the stack too. The 24 valves, the 9802s are known to leak. That stack gets a lot of oil buildup in there. You're not getting good flow across the stack. Make sure you keep the stack clean as well.
What do you call the stack?
The intercooler, the radiator, your air conditioner condenser, all those things that are in there.
Coolant bypass kit for that?
Coolant bypass kit will do it too. Coolant bypass kit just keeps cooling the back portion of the head instead of deadheading it. You're getting good flow on too. So
2016 cab and chassis Ram, looking for a compound turbo setup, keeping the stock in place with tuner options. Not looking to be over 500 horsepower.
The ATS added turbo kit is amazing. Most all of our manufacturers are in the process or working on one. I think ATS is done, but their added turbo kit is a very, very nice unit. They really lean heavy on that added turbo kit, and because they do a good job with it. So that'd be my suggestion to you. You're just going with it. Yeah. Damn, 3 minutes, man.
Okay, let me just get one good one then. What's up from Jake? Jake Hershey. So maybe Jake is in with the Hershey's because he's from Shippensburg, PA.
Shippensburg.
Is that right? Shippensburg.
Shippensburg.
I read that wrong. Shippensburg. 0759 Cummins. Should I use a fuel additive on every tank of fuel or every other? I use Diesel Clean and it seems to like it.
Most of the fuel additive manufacturers will kind of give you a range of time that they suggest that their products be used. I think every tank is not going to hurt anything. It may be just a little bit overkill for you because you're going to have a little bit in the tank, between fill-ups. Hopefully, you're not letting your tank get too low. A lot of these guys that are driving around out here, the low fuel light comes on, just kills my soul. But anyway, all that aside, if you're driving like a normal human being and you're driving to a quarter tank and you're putting fuel in the truck like you're supposed to, then I would say absolutely not. You can do every other tank or every couple of tanks, whatever you feel like. But if you put additive in it every tank, man, if you've got the money to do that, by all means do it. It's fine. All it's going to do is, help with your lubricity every time. It's going to raise your cetane rating and your cetane rating, so you're going to get a more efficient fuel, a little hotter fuel. So, yeah, it's good, man.
Okay. I got one quick one for you. We'll do a little bit of closing stuff real quick. What sales do we have up right now?
Did you leave your apparel sale up for the week? Or
no, I didn't.
It's
but we
down.
do have some really nice American flag hats that are up right now.
Yeah, they're new.
Those are sweet.
Mm-hmm. We launched
I don't know that we have a ton of sales going right now.
I don't think
we're gearing up for the 4th of July sale. So
yeah.
I will not be here next week. Wade will be doing this with somebody else.
Probably George. It's probably going to be George. So
they can call in and ask George tattoo recommendations as well.
That's exactly right.
But we will be having 4th of July sale. Don't have all the details on it. If I did, I couldn't release it quite like normal. Wade will most likely forget to talk about that next week, so I'm doing this now.
You know what we should do? We should put Maines on here next week and introduce everybody in free America to a grown man that is a virgin. We should do that. That's probably what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce you all to Hunter next week, Hunter's a good guy. We're going to kind of explain the backstory that is Hunter, and that's what we're going to do next week. So look for that, guys. That should be a really, really good one. That will be a very spirited conversation.
We're not even going to take any more questions.
Okay.
Tell him bye, Wade.
Bye, Wade.